Hey y'all, I'm back with another process video, and I'm sure you saw our mood board at the beginning of the video. Hannah picked that out for us, and when I saw it, I immediately knew that I wanted to do something like really feminine. So I pulled out some really old collections. This is Emma's Sweet Shop, the 12 by 12 papers, and then the 6 by 6 pad is Pretty Little Party, I believe it's called. And they're both by crepe paper. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to grab some clear gesso and lay it over that background paper just because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do to the background for sure. I had kind of a general idea, but excuse me, I didn't know you know, exactly what I would end up adding or not adding. So I'm just gonna throw some clear gesso on there just to be safe. And yeah, I've really been digging into like old stash lately. And yeah, I must say, I mean, some of this stuff is so old and I haven't looked at it in so long that it is pretty much like new. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm just taking a Tim Holtz stencil, the burlap one, and some Liquitex modeling paste, and my trusty new friend, my spatula. And I'm just laying a bunch of this pattern down. I just kind of wanted it like coming out from the side. I knew in the end you'd only see like little bits and pieces, so I just wanted to kind of like cover my bases. So I just put it like on half of the paper or a quarter of the paper. So I'm just using my trimmer. This is a photo I printed out on my selfie, and I don't know if there's something wrong with my ink cartridge or something wrong with the paper, but I was getting like a weird like a strip of multicolor across like where my girls' faces are. And I printed this picture out 3 times, and finally I'm just like, I'm just gonna use it because yeah, I don't want to keep like printing the same picture out on my selfie. So I'm just going to use it, and it's printed out 4 by 4. And that blue paper is from the Pretty Little Party. I think it's just called Pretty Party. I don't think there's little. I think it's just Pretty Party. And I'm just tearing some of the papers just to give like a more relaxed look to everything, I guess you could say. And I tore these 12 by 12s kind of at an angle, so I'm going to layer those on the left side of the layout there. And one is like a yellow gingham, one is a floral, and one is like a cream doily pattern. So very feminine. This thing I'm looking for right now is like a really old book of frames by K & Company. And I mean, it's a pretty cool concept. There's a lot of frames in there. They're cardstock. So I pulled one out, but I'm not going to end up using it. I was going to use it as a layer, but it's just not going to work. I'm going to try to make it work, but it's not going to work. So yeah, I mean, what sparked that is I wanted to use this pack of frames, which are also by crepe paper, but I don't know which line they're from. But I'm not going to use any of those on here, so I'm just going to lay these strips down with my ATG. And it wouldn't go on the modeling paste very well, so I just had to do it on the paper part. So back to fiddling around with things. I think I'm going to grab some vellum now, yeah. And I'm going to layer that behind because vellum makes everything better, in my opinion. It's like a layer without being a layer, you know what I mean? So I like that about vellum. And I'm just taking this Making Memories distressor that I actually got just recently on clearance for 50 cents. And yeah, it works pretty good. I mean, I still have the Tim Holtz one. I really want the Prima one though, but I'm just lazy and won't order it for some reason. But yeah, it works pretty good. So yeah, just digging through my pile of stuff over there. These are some October afternoon stickers, some old ones, I think 5 and dime. And I'm just going to grab this tab. I ended up using one that said good memories, I think. It's a pink one. And I'm just going to stick it on the side of the picture. And yeah, I pulled out this camera. This is from the original Maggie Holmes collection from the ephemera because there is a camera in the mood board and I really wanted to incorporate that in the layout. So yeah, I pulled that out, and what I layered behind there is a crepe paper transparency. I don't know from which line. I have 1,000 transparencies, so yeah, that's one of them, and it's in like a light aqua color. And so I'm just going to stick that down as the very back layer. And then I decided I wanted to do some, well, I was going to do thread, and then I'm like, looked up and I'm like, oh, I have this twine right here, and this is like the Target Dollar Spot twine, which is like, oh, I love that stuff. And so I was going to like tangle it, but it's so thick it wouldn't tangle right. And so what I'm going to end up doing is just wrapping it in a really loose circle and then having that be behind my picture. And I really like the just a little bit of texture and stuff that adds. It just adds a little bit of interest, and again, it just makes everything come together really organically, like you know, kind of the style of this page. So that's cool. And I'm just taking some of this matte medium stuff, and I'm just trying to glue that down in a couple spots. So that is that, and now I'm going to start fiddling around with embellishments. So this is the chipboard to Pretty Party, and it has 2 little girls on there, which I knew I wanted to use because my 2 girls are in the picture. So I'm going to pull those out, and I'm just grabbing my, that thing you use when you emboss something, like the little bag, and I use that to take the sticky away from things a lot of times. I have that EK Success tool thing, but mine like never works, never worked right. I don't know if I just got like a defect one or whatnot. And so like the more I filled with it to make it work, now it's just like it doesn't work at all. So I just put a chipboard frame from that chipboard kind of layered behind that camera, and I'm just going to layer up several of these chipboard pieces. So that's a floral, and then that too is like just a little chipboard circle thingy. And I'm gonna try and find something to sit below these girls down here in a second after I get done fiddling with all this chipboard. And I have a really hard time trying to find something to kind of like ground them on because I don't know why I was having such a hard time with it, but I was. So those are just, you know, little chipboard accents that I'm just sticking here and there just to add more stuff on the layout. And yeah, so these are like the stickers, which are completely not sticky anymore. That's how old this collection is. And like the die cuts from the Emma's Shop collection. And so you see, I'm trying to like find something to ground them on. And I was going to ground them to the side, to the right side. But I'm not going to end up doing that in the end because it just was very awkward. And so what I'm going to end up doing after looking through this stuff over and over and over and over again is see that like stack of labels that's just sitting there right under my left hand. That's what I'm going to end up using. So I pull out like almost all these die cuts and I'm trying to figure it out. And I end up just layering a bunch of those labels. And that works for me. So yeah, I'm going to layer those girls on kind of on top of each other too so that they don't take up so much space. And I'm just going to grab little bits and pieces from the die cuts just to keep layering that whole area down there. You're not going to see too much of any one of those pieces, just enough. And that's just like a little girl die cut. It has like a little girl on it. So I just stuck that over there. So yeah, just layering all these little pieces and think I'm going to start gluing stuff down now. I really miss the old Scotch Quick Dry bottle. I really regret not saving my last one before I went and bought this one, because this bottle sucks. Excuse my language. I mean, well, I hope that wouldn't offend anybody, but some people, you know, don't like that word. But yeah, I hate this bottle. Like, I don't know. And I feel like it clogs. The nozzle isn't as fine tip. Oh. So if anyone out there has an old empty Scotch Quick Dry bottle that they don't need anymore, send it my way. No. I think I'm going to get that fine line bottle that everyone is kind of using. Mostly because this bottle keeps clogging on me. I don't know why. So, yeah, I'm just gluing all these little chipboard bits down while I'm sitting here gabbing about my Scotch Quick Dry. And yeah, you can just see there's just lots of little bits down there and stuff. Oh, do you see my ATG gun? I actually decorated it. I used Craft Market, and my reasoning with that was I love that collection. Like, oh, I really love that collection. And so I'm like, I almost want to like use it to decorate things in my craft room so I can look at it all the time versus just doing pages with it, because then they kind of get put somewhere and I don't look at them every day. But so I started with my ATG gun and I heart it. So yeah, I'm just gluing these chipboard girls down and sticking an acrylic block over them to kind of help them dry. And these are just some little bits that I pulled out. Some little bits that I pulled out that I thought I might want to use, just all wood veneers and such. And so I'm kind of like just playing with those type of things and seeing where I want to put those. So these are some wood buttons from, I think, Dear Lizzie. Bye. From Dear Lizzie. And then these wood veneers are from Lily Bee Design. They had like a family collection quite a while ago. I think they're out of business now, unfortunately. I really liked their stuff. But yeah, this was like from a family collection that they had, which I've completely hoarded. I have like almost the whole collection and I never use it. Like, this is probably the first pieces I've ever used out of it. Oh, that's sad. So yeah, they're just wood veneers. One is a house, and then the one I'm coloring right now with some gelatos, and I don't know the colors, I'm sorry, but you can see the colors on screen. But yeah, one is like a little house wood veneer, which I'm going to end up breaking, so when I glue it down, I'm just going to put it back together. And then the arrows, one says family fun and the other one says together. So yeah, I'm just using some gelatos to color those up, and that is completely inspired by Missy Whitten. And if you don't know, I hope I said your name right, girl. She is doing process videos now, and she is like an amazing scrapbooker. I love her style. I've been following her blog for a really long time, and so it's so cool she's doing videos. So if you have not checked her out, go check her out. And she designs for like a lot, or you know, does pages for like a lot of really big companies too, like My Mind's Eye and some other ones. So you can check out her blog too and stuff. But yeah, she's awesome. So anyways, yeah, that kind of inspired me to color the wood veneer with gelatos. She does that a lot. And yeah, I'm just sticking everything down right now. And these are some old flair. These are old flair from American Crafts. I mean, they're so old that my local scrapbook store just gave them to me. But they're beautiful. They're like really feminine and stuff. So yeah, I just threw a yellowy, lacy looking one. It's layered behind the photo area. So I'm going to do my title now, and these are just Dear Lizzie thickers. They're the same exact thicker, just one is in pink and one is in like a cream. And they have like a really chunky, clear glitter over them that makes them look like a sugar coating. I like these thickers a lot, except that these are chipboard thickers. But not only that, they have like no adhesive on them. Like some chipboard stickers have a little bit. These have none. So I'm going to turn off the camera while I glue all of these stickers down because there's no adhesive on them. So there I am with my trusty acrylic block again, just helping those sit there. And I'm just grabbing some roller date stamps. This Maggie Holmes one, I'm going to use just the word adorable off of it. And then the pink, I think it's Dear Lizzie probably. I'm just going to use the date. I'm not going to use the phrase. So I'm just stamping those under the title. And I think we're nearing towards the end, folks. I think what I'm going to do is, see, I didn't know what to do next. Tapping my fingers. I'm going to grab some of this Heidi Swap Mist, and this is like the light pink color. I think it's called Blush, I want to say. And I'm just going to do a few splats, and it ends up being very tone on tone, which is what I wanted. I didn't want anything to stand out too much. Otherwise, I would have did gold. But no, I wanted something tone on tone. So that's what I did. So here's a few close-ups. So you can kind of see everything. And I'll have some stills at the end. Make sure you go check out Hannah's version of this mood board at Hannah Lemieux here on YouTube. And we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.